Everyone knows the president releases a turkey every year for Thanksgiving, but have you ever wondered where this tradition comes from? Well, here's the story of Paul Tree, the first pardoned turkey. In 1863, then President Abraham Lincoln declared, "Yo, what if we made this Thanksgiving a holiday, fam? People can get together and be thankful and eating shit?" He said this to his wife, Mary Todd, who responded, "Totally, bro." And that conversation laid the foundation to what would be the only thing keeping Christmas out of Halloween. This was in the midst of the American Civil War, but everyone knows that no war can stop the desire for a giant feast. Turkey had been the traditional dinner served on Thanksgiving even before it was officially recognized. Today, 46 million turkeys are slaughtered for the American holiday, but for one lucky turkey every year, their life is spared. Some say, all poultry is disgusting animals, and the only purpose for them to be on this earth is death. That's me. I said that. Despite my numerous letters to the president asking for the pardon tradition to be removed, it remains, and it all started with Paul Tree. Paul Tree was no ordinary man, because Paul Tree was a turkey. It was President Kennedy who pardoned the bird in 1963. This was before Kennedy was publicly assassinated by Martians. The Martians were offended at Kennedy's ruthless pursuit to conquer space. For more on that, visit martiankilledtheprez.blogspot.web. Paul was hatched only 17 weeks before his life was spared, but it was quite a 17 weeks. During that time, Paul had been drafted and served in Vietnam, came back and became the first veteran turkey to play in the NFL, and in the meantime released the most popular single of 1963, Gobble, Gobble, Gobble. Despite all that Paul had done, he was soon selected to be served at the White House in late November. President Kennedy, being a man of honor, wanted to look his dinner in the eye. He invited Paul to visit the White House, where ironically the bird stayed in the Lincoln bedroom. On the night before Paul was executed, he sat down with Kennedy to discuss the current political climate. Kennedy, who spoke fluent Turkish, appreciated Paul's insight of the everyman. Kennedy took Paul's wing in his hand and shook it. That night, the conversation kept JFK awake, wishing there was something he could do to protect the turkey. Then it hit him, and he quickly grabbed a notebook and then started writing. The clock ticked closer to midnight and Paul's butchery. Paul was led out of the White House to the kitchen by the head chef, with a butcher following behind. Paul was led to the chopping block, and the butcher lifted his knife high in the air. Right as he went to take a swing, an intern bust into the kitchen. The somber moment was shattered, and the intern said, "Sorry, I was just looking for a snack." The intern reportedly took an onion, an odd choice for sure, and left the kitchen. The butcher returned to the gruesome task for the second time, but the same intern burst into the kitchen. This time he shouted, "Wait, wait! It's from the president. This turkey has been pardoned." The butcher laid down his knife, but the slight from Kennedy would stay with him for the rest of his life. That chef was Lee Harvey Oswald. Paul had been spared and even given a job at the White House in the Department of Agriculture. Paul served his country again for a single year. He was butchered and served in 1964 for Thanksgiving as a different turkey was pardoned. This turkey had done nothing spectacular, and that tradition lasts until today. So this Thanksgiving, when you sit down to carve into that delicious dry meat, take a second to remember Paul Tree.